Alright, man, it'll be a little positive G here. Okay. Take the left little pull out. Woo! Get on. Good times.
It was my granddad who got me into aviation. He was a photographer as well, so there's a connection there with both planes and pictures. I spent the last 15 years essentially shooting only aviation-related subjects. So Fly Navy is the 8th book that I've produced, and it is a comprehensive survey of everything that's in the Navy flying today. Not a history book of where we've been in 100 years, but how far we've come in 100 years and where we're going next. And it literally is a comprehensive visual anthology of every type, model, and series, both Coast Guard, Navy, and Marine Corps, from front to back. 40,000-word manuscript written by the aviators themselves, from 3-star Admiral Sergei Sikorsky wrote a chapter for the helicopters, Hoot Gibson on space, and line pilots all the way in between. Probably almost 300 hours in back seats. F-18s alone I have about 150 hours in, about 36 cats and traps off of carriers, and lots of helicopter rides as well. So it's really a total immersion lifestyle that I shoot them, I fly in them, and then I present them out to the public with the books. In Fly Navy, the dedication picture, and I believe that airplane's even here, the digital camouflage F-18, the Super Hornet, was replicated for or painted up that way to represent the fleet maintainer's working uniform. So the book is dedicated to the fleet maintainers within the Navy and their families, because they really are the ones that are doing the heavy lifting for not just us, but for the pilots as well. They do own the airplanes, the pilots do just borrow them, and these young maintainers, men and women, that's really what the celebration is about. It's about their contributions to naval aviation, because without them, it's just airplanes. So about 5 years ago, I was trying to design new ways of capturing head-on perspectives of airplanes, because I needed to make the pictures more and more dynamic. And I went back to my RC roots and dug through some old boxes and started fabricating articulated camera control heads, essentially, that would go inside this cylindrical camera pod that would mount on the underside or a hard point of any military airplane. After about 4 or 5 generations, building in the basement with spare parts, and now with all the 2.5 gigahertz technology, we have a rock solid connection to a device that sits outside of an airplane, so I can control it wirelessly, see through it, and it's all based on the Futaba technology, and that's how RC really still continues to be a big part of not only my personal life, but my professional life as well. Flying models, when I was a kid, certainly started out building plastic models, but as my skills grew, started flying, self-taught, so you learn how to build more than you learn how to fly when you're teaching yourself, and how to repair. And that really, when I couldn't fly a full-scale airplane, keeping my hands on a controller and being able to get in the air with a model is what kept the dream alive. Even now, with a full-scale type rating and a multi-engine airplane, my kids and I still fly RC around the house, in the backyard, and my 8-year-old is now just getting the hand-eye coordination to start mastering his own airplanes. So my experience with RC has come full circle. I started with a Cox EZB, as anybody my age would understand. That was the first real repairable model that you could teach yourself to fly 2 channels. And then I started building scale, mostly warbirds. I was always a warbird fan. Had a great Focke-Wulf. P-47 was the best flying airplane I ever had in a model scale. I got into some of the small aerial combat, the foam combat airplanes for a while. And now I have to say, the zenith of what my building and flying experience was a big Zeroli P-47. Great airplane, fiberglass fuselage, wood wings, and beautiful to watch fly, but man, it scared me. I had shaky knees watching that go around. Big motor. I didn't really like the gas motors as much, so I kind of got out of that. Once I realized I could do it, I was done that. I went back to the 120 4-stroke scale, and then had a couple kids, and that took most of my spare time away. But it's come full circle. Now I'm a big Blade MSR indoor helicopter flyer, and was out here just last night watching one of the new Park Fly P-51s, and it was just it was amazing. You know, the silent, 10-minute duration, easy to fix, and it's great to see technology just moving our hobby forward. Model flying for any parent, you know, now having an 8-year-old, it takes up a lot of time. It gives you an opportunity, an excuse to be together. It's not watching TV, it's not playing video games, even though that could be a component of it to keep that aviation passion alive. Just being able to go outside and hang out with your kids and relate to them on a common thing and give you something to talk about. My advice, and I have to take it myself sometimes, is you have to let the kid learn for himself. You really can't force them. You cannot. You can't teach them. They have to learn. Some of these things can be taught, but it really is just about putting the thing in front of them and let them experience it. And don't get frustrated if they crash it. Don't get frustrated if they paint it looking crazy. Don't get frustrated. Hard advice for me to take myself, because, you know, as a builder, you want it to look right, you want it to fly right, and the way I learned that is by building crooked airplanes. So you build a crooked airplane, it flies like crap. You build a straight one, they fly great. You got to learn that lesson yourself. So take the time, bring your kid to the hobby shop. Don't rush him through it. Let him pick out what he wants. Don't tell him what to buy, and then support him through the building and flying of it. Erik Hildebrandt from Centennial Naval Aviation Year 2011 Oshkosh. Fly a model, get the bug. It's awesome.